Right, so we've all been there. It's a couple of days before your race and you just want to check what Garmin predicts your race finish time will be. I mean, surely a computer knows your body better than you do. Or you find some random online calculator, plug in your fastest 10-kilometer time from 3 years ago and boom! That is how fast you can run the marathon. In theory, yes, it's true. I would rather use the word guideline than prediction. But hey, I'm just a stupid little man and not an artificial intelligence bot. I'm not gonna lie, I've also checked these things to see what marathon time I should run. But should is the very important word here. What is shown on an app and what happens on the roads are two very different things. But the problem with this predict my finish line trick is that the marathon is almost a completely different sport compared to all the other distances. It's almost like you changing your car tires from summer to winter tires every year. And now you're basically a fully trained mechanic. Watch one YouTube on how to do an oil change on a truck and have a go at it. These things are fun to check, especially the Garmin one. It's nice to see how these predicted times go down and get faster as you move along with your training. So you know that you are doing something right and you're getting fitter. For someone that's just training with no real goal time in mind, this can be very helpful just to indicate what you might be capable of on race day. But if you're gunning for a fast time, let's say 3 hours for the marathon, your whole marathon training block is built on that. You train for months at certain paces and do specific long runs. And now 2 days before the race, magical Garmin tells you that you should be able to run a 2:52. You would be an absolute idiot to now go out at 2:52 pace. This is my Garmin race predictor for the 6 months before my sub 3 hour attempt in Stockholm. On the day of my race, I had the following predicted times: 36:31 for the 10k and 1:21 flat for the half. These times are accurate, as I ran very similar times in the build-up to the marathon. But my marathon predicted time is 2:54. That's almost 6 minutes faster than what I trained for and almost 10 seconds per kilometer faster average pace. So yes, in theory, with those 10k and half marathon times, I should be able to run a 2:54 marathon. But in reality, and with the training I did, there is a 0% chance. The marathon is a different beast. If you make last minute changes like that and go out at that pace without the training, well, you're not gonna have a good day, almost guaranteed. And then the online race time predictors. These are pretty useful if you want to see what you can do over other distances if you put in a time of, for example, a 10-kilometer race. But there is a but. 5 kilometers translates into 10 and 10 into a half marathon. These distances are short enough that you can kind of get away with the same type of training and just add in some long runs if you want to do a half marathon. But a half marathon to a marathon, be careful of that. As I've said, the marathon is different. Yes, on paper it's a double half marathon, but in real life it's not. The training is different, the mental strain is so much bigger, and it's just death on repeat. And it's also not as much fun as the other distances. I mean, it's still fun, but a different kind of fun. I would use these online calculators as a milestone or a measuring stick to see what you can run in a perfect world. I mean, in the end, ultimately, your training is going to determine what you will actually run on race day. So the same is for the Garmin race predictor. Don't mix up these calculators with your actual training. Trust yourself and your training. This year I ran a half marathon in 1 hour, 20 minutes and 50 seconds. If I put that time into some online race predictors, they spit out a time of around 2 hours and 50 minutes for the marathon. I have a bigger chance of dating Taylor Swift than running a 250 marathon this year. I mean, it's possible. I just have to get rich as fuck and turn into a completely different man. So yes, it is possible for me to run a 2 hour and 50 minute marathon. I have the speed, but I would have to work my ass off and grind for months, maybe even years. So, online race predictors for long-term goals and just to see what you are capable of, and Garmin race day predictor, well, to basically just feel good about yourself on any specific day that you check it. Or you can laugh in the face of Garmin if you do run faster than those times and post on social media that Garmin doesn't know shit and you are better. So focus on yourself and on your training. Trust your training and stick to the plan during the whole training block, and most importantly on race day. Don't let a number on a screen influence you on the morning of the race. It's a recipe for disaster. And there is always a next time. And next time you can go even faster. I would also work from the bottom up. A fast 10K becomes a fast half marathon, and a fast half marathon turns into a fast marathon. Well, hopefully, eventually. I'm still waiting for that eventually when it comes to the marathon. My 10K and half marathon times are pretty legit, I think, but I still need to figure out the marathon because at the moment I'm 0 for 3. But that is part of running, trying and trying over and over again, and one day all your stars will align and you will get that time that you deserve. So keep on smashing, have some fun with predictions, but most importantly, back yourself. And one day you can proudly laugh in the face of Garmin and AI. You can see the